part of the largest generation of young people in history, how can a new cohort of designers make a lasting impact on the design industry and the planet? And could a mix of tradition and new innovation lead to a more sustainable future? That's what we're here to discuss at this mixed roundtable with Amtico.
I think designers, young designers, can make an impact in society and I suppose in design by keeping an open mind. But also I think a zero tolerance for the lies, the deceit and greenwashing that we seem to be seeing a lot of at the moment. Calling it out and distancing ourselves from those the suppliers, manufacturers who aren't living up to the expectations of our generation.
I think future generation designers can lead a lasting impact by reflecting on what has worked well and what hasn't worked well in previous generations. I think there's a lot to be learned from some of the traditional crafts that have been seen in the past, but also assessing things that haven't worked well. For example, what can we do around circular economy? How do we challenge ourselves and our clients to improve on what's already being done?
I think as the new generation of designers, it's our responsibility to educate ourselves and also create awareness. So education on what resources and materials we are using, to understand what actually goes into the process of supplying those materials, where they come from, and also relaying that information to our clients. That is our role.
For the next 30 years in design, I'm most hopeful for technology and the improvement. I'm a massive futurist. I think it's so important that we embrace new tidbits of technology, but also new techniques in materials and construction. My vision for the future is designers are no longer tethered to a desk. We are using VR in a mixed reality setting. We're having people from all over the world in their own spaces in the virtual reality, so we can live design. And I think that's what I'm most excited for, is the integration of technology and design.
It's probably really cliche to say, but something to do with artificial intelligence and big data. We've got to be very cautious in our approach towards it. I think you can already see the fact that it's having, you could say it's having a detrimental effect on a lot of visual artists, especially to do with the visual AI. And it's a shame because it takes away their artistry, but then I kind of see it as another string to your bow, so I think it can be used for good.
Just right here.
I think you can see now that more creativity and more thinking outside the box, and I think we as designers can create miracles, and not only just a design that's functional or just for the aesthetics. It's just more something that would work for everyone and accessible for everyone as well.
I think our dependence on technology in general, I think that makes me quite worried. But then again, I quite like the fact that we're coming up with so many new ways of solving interesting problems and using sometimes old techniques but converged with technology. There's this weird hybrid, which I think is pretty cool. Using 3D printers to print houses, but using the soil from the site. I think that's pretty innovative.
I think I'm most hopeful for the changing perspectives that people are starting to have. I think there's a real shift from moving away from just design for bottom line and design for aesthetics and current trends, and moving towards what our impact is and what our impact is as designers essentially on the built environment.
There is a pressure on the younger generation to be the driving force for change, but I also think that we just want to have fun and enjoy it, so I think we will.